Alright, this is something we need to talk about. Andre Cronje, one of the top developers and DeFi architects in all of the crypto space, one of the engineers for the Phantom Foundation, recently decided to just quit crypto altogether. He's done with all of this. He and senior solutions architect of Phantom Foundation, Anton now, together they're just leaving the entire space, and they're going to be terminating their involvement with around 25 DeFi apps and services within this space. Most notably, Yearn Finance, Solidly Exchange, which is a new DEX that just launched on Phantom, Keeper, Multi-Chain, Chainless, Bribe.crb.finance, and a bunch of other services. And so with this unfortunate news, the Phantom token has sustained a 21% drop within the past week. In a day when all of the markets are pretty much down, Bitcoin down about 2.5%, and we can see that the Solidly token has also dropped in value 50-60% on this recent news. And it's definitely something to consider that, the top developers in this crypto space have seen no future in this. They don't want to continue building for it. Do they perhaps know something we don't? Do they not see a future in crypto? And keep in mind, the Dogecoin founder, he also just quit crypto. The Litecoin founder, Charles Lee, quit crypto as well. Quick pause, this video is brought to you by myself, DeFiPro.dev. Check it out, an online course on decentralized finance. Learn how to make passive income with crypto, 24/7 in your sleep even. Make money with money, make crypto with crypto. DeFi is, in my opinion, the only way to do crypto right. Anything else, you are leaving money on the table. Check it out, DeFiPro.dev. And so here's the announcement. Prolific developer Andre Cronje has quit decentralized finance along with his colleague Anton now. In this tweet, Anton states, unlike previous building in DeFi sucks rage quits, this is not a knee-jerk reaction to the hate received from releasing a project, but a decision that has been coming for a while now. Sick and tired. Cronje has a history of temporarily rage quitting DeFi. Close to rage quitting again, he told Decrypt in August of 2020. So sick and tired of this space. Pointless trying to be a builder in this space, Cronje said at the time. Now other people predict, Andre loves the buildings, he will always be back. That is, if he's not sipping mojitos on the beach somewhere. But it does beg the question, just how dependent is crypto on a single person or a single team? This person here says he's never touching Phantom ever again, because if one person can just randomly get up and quit, leave the space, it shouldn't drop the token this much. And meanwhile, the Phantom Foundation, they've had to come in for damage control, saying, well, there's at least another 40 plus people working on Phantom. Phantom isn't and never was a one-man team. Phantom will be okay, stop the fun. We still have a team and a leader like Harry Ye, which is, he's another VC who's on this Phantom project, but what happens if Harry Ye decides to get up and leave as well? Will Phantom sustain another 15, 20, 30% drop if this happens? And this isn't the only protocol this has happened to. The other month, Time Wonderland collapsed as well on the Avalanche protocol. This one revealed to have been co-founded by some crypto fraudsters, and Time Wonderland was just this absolutely massive protocol on Avalanche. So you have to wonder, which crypto blockchain is stable enough, decentralized enough for us to use now? And if you take a look at DeFi Llama, we can see TVL, the total value locked in these blockchains. Ethereum has dropped actually from, at one point it was 97% market share, it is currently only just 55% market share, having dropped almost 5% just within the last month. The next one we have here is Terra Luna blockchain, which is currently around 10% market share. But the thing about Terra is it's also massively centralized, with most of the TVL, at least half of it in Anchor protocol, where just last month they had to inject another $450 million worth of UST just to keep this whole ecosystem going. If they stop doing that, the Terra collapse. And what's kind of scary perhaps is Polygon Network. This time last year it was 6% market share. Today it's only about 2% market share. So Polygon is actually shrinking in the amount of market dominance, because all of these Ethereum competitors and Ethereum itself today be in a line fight with each other, just bleeding each other to death. And you can see that Ethereum itself just continues to drop in total market value. And so just today, Apple's Steve Wozniak noted that the only one that is pure gold mathematics is Bitcoin. And he notes that the other cryptocurrencies are rip-offs in an oversaturated market. There's so many cryptocurrencies that come out now, everybody has a way to create a new one, and yet trust has eroded in a lot of these tokens, like with Phantom, Avalanche Network, and the Time Wonderland scandal, and with the 25 plus DeFi protocol services that are going to be shutting down with Andre Cronje leaving. Let's check out the Yearn Finance token here, also having sustained recently a 10 to 20% drop. And so, are we too early here? Is the current model that we have in place for the development of DeFi and crypto apps not sustainable? Does it not work? And to understand this, we can actually take a look at some of the writings and blogs of Andre Cronje on his path to quitting DeFi development. 2 years ago, actually, started this blog series noting that building in DeFi sucks. It's not a sensationalist title, honestly it sucks. It's expensive. The community is hostile. The users are entitled. He notes, when I started building Yearn Finance, I thought to myself, here's something 100% free, feeless, honestly a common good that makes good deals with blowers. How could people not be happy with it? And yet, starting with the users, no matter what you do, they will be unhappy and they will make a point of telling you so. And so he goes through all of these tweets in which people are criticizing him. It's a shame that Yearn Finance can't take constructive criticism and recommendations. Yes, it's a free service developed as a hobby, but if you don't want to answer simple questions about people's money, then don't make it a public service. And so then you've got the entire Twitter mob coming after him. Next up, the community, constantly looking for any bit of information to try to pick you apart, and they're just analyzing everything they can to tear you down. He notes, despite the criticism, did any of these community supporters contact him privately to first get information? Did they try to understand before they made demands fully public on Twitter? No, he had to wake up at 3 a.m. to do explanations on Twitter. He also knows that it is expensive. And if you check his wallet, you can see that he spent about $500,000 actually on gas fees, Ethereum gas fees to deploy all of these contracts, noting that there's like 20 different versions of Yearn Finance on Ethereum. And so this first blog post was a plea for change, noting he seriously wanted to reflect and consider if he still wanted to be involved in the space this antagonistic and hostile. Now this was 2 years ago. He followed up later on with yet another post, clarifying that he doesn't want to build for speculators.
There is 100% certainty that you're going to lose 80% of your money in most currencies over the next decade. And there's two things that I really want badly. One thing I want badly is crypto dollars. Tether, or Circle, or the like, is basically US dollars sitting on crypto. Stablecoin. And the world's bought 180, 190 billion of that from like 5 billion over the past 24 months. It's exploding. It will go to 10 trillion if they could, right? But the market has a $1 trillion demand. What will happen when that happens? Every one of these local currencies collapses. There's not a single currency in Africa, in South America, in Asia you would rather hold than the dollar. The Chinese don't even want to hold the CNY. They would all convert to the US dollar. How do you know that? Because there are capital controls. Every country that implements a capital control, making it illegal to convert their currency or move their capital in the country, is signaling to their currency, including the Chinese currency. So that's one dynamic. There are 130 countries floating in the world. There's probably only 2 or 3 that will be left. You've got some, you've got the euro, USD, everything else either gets pegged to those or collapses. And then the second thing the world wants is it wants crypto property. It wants money to give to your grandchildren. I want to hold my money for 100 years, if not 1,000 years. The dollar won't work. The dollar is losing 2% of its value a month, which is horrific. And horrific over 36 months, catastrophic over 10 years. And people are getting smart enough to realize at that point that the dollar is clearly the dominant currency, and it wants to be the dominant digital currency. It is really the dominant digital currency as well, despite the fact that the U.S. government doesn't have, U.S. banks issuing it yet, and slow on the uptake. You can see where this is headed, and the driver is the stampede of everybody else in the world. You're a rich American and you feel comfortable with your banking structure, okay, maybe you can ignore this, but name somebody in Africa, Asia, or South America that can ignore this issue right now. The situation in El Salvador is disruptive because El Salvador doesn't have their currency. They had a war, civil war. Following the civil war, their currency collapsed, and so they dollarized. So the medium of exchange in El Salvador has been the dollar. And so their problem is, and was, that the banking system, the U.S. banking, or